I've read a lot of comics over the years. Some are good, some are bad, mostly bad. Let's be honest, comics are kind of a crapshoot. But never in my life have I seen anything so ugly, so disgusting, or so revolting be so popular. Lookism is this so called drama about an overweight high school student that magically wakes up one morning to discover that he now has the body of a hot young Asian boy in a nutty professor esque type of situation. But it's not dramatic. It's not even funny. It's shallow and pandering. It's everything bad about all the shitty webtoons I reviewed, cranked up to like 11. It baffles me as to what 7.7 million people saw in this piece of shit. Alright, now I have one rule. One rule. I give every webtoon at least 10 chapters before I pass any type of judgment on it. And those 10 chapters, let me tell you, were among the worst pieces of fiction I've ever read. In a word, bad. But don't just take my word for it. Let's go ahead and get into this piece of shit. So we open up in a bathroom, which is pretty fitting seeing how this thing is a massive pile of shit. So a fat guy and some thought are smoking in there, telling our protagonist to do Pokemon impressions for some reason. Yeah, I don't think it's funny either. So they keep picking on him and shoving his face in the urinal or whatever, and he's just being a general bitch about the situation. So they keep beating him up. I've about had it with this shitty trope. You never see this shit in anything else. Not on this level, at least. It's like the whole school is always against the protagonist, and it makes him weak and reactionary. You know, it's writing 101. Your protagonist's got to have agency if he's going to be compelling at all. Then he pervs on one of his classmates. Then he farts. Yeah, that's the true height of comedy in this webtoon. Pokemon references and fart jokes. What is this, a dorkly comic? And wait a minute. Are those flowers? Are they photoshopped in? Of all the lazy, no good, 3D background having bullshit, they go and do this? Woo boy, there's so much wrong here, and I haven't even made it past chapter 1. And then this douchebag gets home and yells at his mother, his sweet, innocent mother, who is literally breaking her back, doing everything she can to float his fat ass through school. But he wants to transfer to another school because he thinks he'll be picked on less. But, you know, this is a webtoon, so that's not really likely at all. But then he goes back to school. He gets picked on some more. Until his mom shows up. Then he yells at her again. And he pouts for a little while after school. Until he gets home. And his mother has a talk with him. He tells him that he can transfer if he wants to. And she'll pay for all his expenses. Such a hero, this woman. Only decent character in this whole damn thing. I'd rather read a story about this sweet woman's struggles in a harsh and thankless world. But instead we gotta sludge through this pandering power fantasy. So he moves out and starts living on his own. He goes to get a haircut and he's feeling pretty good about himself. Until he runs into this chick and he tries to talk to her. But then of course he gets beat up by her boyfriend and is back to feeling like the piece of shit he really is. I really don't know why all these people pick on him so much. Everybody looks fucking ugly in this webcomic. Anyway, he ends up crying himself to sleep when he wakes up as a hot boy. Yep, not for any particular reason. He didn't meet like an old sage that put a curse on him or whatever. He just wakes up with abs. Oh yeah, and his fat body also still exists. But when he sleeps, he's in the skinny form and vice versa. There's more rule to it, but I really can't be fucked to explain him. He goes to school the next day, and all the babes want him, and all the dudes want to be him, or beat him up. So he gets into a fight with another hot Asian boy, but he puts him on his ass with all of his knowledge of getting picked on as a fatty. And it looks like they're probably just going to pull the same unfunny gags over and over again until the heat death of the universe, so I stopped a little while after chapter 10. All in all, this was a fucking piece of shit. You could tell the writer was trying to go for comedy most of the time, but none of the jokes are creative, funny, or any good at all. So I honestly think the only reason he called this a drama is because he didn't have the cojones to call it a comedy. Unless this all really is supposed to be dramatic, and I'm supposed to take all this shit seriously, and it just comes across as failed comedy. But I honestly don't know which is worse. Alright, let's break down my star rating system. 1 star, bad, really fucking bad. 2 stars, bad, but not as bad. 3 stars, average, completely average, kind of boring, maybe work on some stuff. You could be good, maybe. Okay. 4 stars. You're okay. You're all right, kid. You know, keep doing what you're doing. You're fine. 5 stars. You're awesome. You went above and beyond. You were more than just good. All right. So we're going to break this down real quick. Characters. I give the characters of this comic 1 star. Yep, all these people are assholes and I don't care about nobody. And let's go on the story. 1 star. Also bad and pandering. And finally the art. 2 stars. It's very ugly, which fits the rest of the story, but there is artistic technique here, which is the main flaw, is just the style. Overall, 1 star. Awful. I would not recommend it unless you want to make fun of it like I'm doing here. And you know what? If that don't sum it all up, I don't know what will. Peace out, and stay buff. Hey guys, if you've liked what you've seen here today, please like, share, and subscribe. There's more content like this coming in the future, so stay tuned. Also, if you like webcomics or just comics in general, please check out my own comic called The Last Resort. It's online webtoon. It's traditionally drawn with pencils, inks, and watercolors. Alternatively, the link is in the description. Thank you very much.